Mummy's Dirty Secrets.
So, hi Yasmin, how are you?
I'm good.
Have you had a good week?
Yes.
Hang on a minute, it's only Tuesday.
Yeah, it's only
Yeah.
Tuesday.
And I saw you Sunday, so, did you have a good Monday?
We actually had someone, we used to be members of a sailing club, and
That sounds really posh.
Oh yes, it does sound, it sounds posher than it actually is. we were like the council.
You had a dinghy behind them. You just latched onto theirs.
We were pretending
Or
to
a
be
blow-up
posh, really.
inflate, a tyre,
that's
in a tube.
Yeah. Yeah, while everybody else had their big fancy schmancy boats. Well, I don't know if it was a monthly magazine. It was called A Beaver. And it did tickle everybody when one day...
The magazine about sailing was called Beaver?
The Beaver, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
And the lady who, what do you call it, produced the magazine, I suppose?
Editor.
She stood up one day in a meeting and said, I've won awards for my beaver. She didn't, it was one of those, she didn't, an older lady.
Didn't
she said
put
afterwards,
it together.
But yeah, we did all laugh.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many words, isn't there? Yeah, so we decided not for Minnie, and then flower. We were going to say flower. But then that could have got confusing as well.
Some people say Lala.
I've never heard Lala.
Lala.
We went with Fufu.
Fufu.
That was what we went with in the end. But what other things on the list we were going through?
People say foof, don't they?
We say foof or fufu.
Yeah.
Or fangita. But I think my sister and I say fangita quite a lot.
But then that gives me a visual as well of a fajita.
Yeah,
And a
well,
fangita,
yeah, when you
fajita all
with
wrapped
all the
up.
lettuce spilling out, and a bit of like the beef juice falling out, or a halfpenny. They used to be called halfpennies as well.
Oh, I've not had that.
Well, you're too young for that. I might sneeze in a minute. Front peanut.
Front peanut, front bottom.
Yeah,
Had.
I don't like the
Snatch is a
word.
bit-
Yeah, snatch
much,
is quite
isn't it?
coarse, isn't it? Yeah, I don't like the word fanny either.
No, I don't. I
Yeah,
don't.
it's funny, isn't it?
I never know what to call it. I haven't had a word that I'd say I'm comfortable with that would
Yeah.
be my go-to if I was to talk about it.
I wonder if you might have to have different names for different scenarios of it.
Maybe,
because
yeah.
if you go to the doctor, you're not going to say I've got a really sore foo-foo. You
Yeah.
might have to use the word vagina then, wouldn't you? Because
Yes.
it would sort of be in context. But then, if you got a new boyfriend or
You'd
lover,
probably have
you
to go
wouldn't.
pussy,
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
yeah, because like, do you want to come and have a look at my foo-foo? Would be like that's not particularly sexy, is it really either?
No.
Or actually, that sentence
Yeah.
inserting any word. Do you want to look at my? All right then. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. Do you want to look at mine now? Not really.
So I was watching
They are
Ricky Flanagan
funny.
the other day, and he was saying the ages of the vagina used to be angry in the 80s. That did make me laugh.
An angry vagina.
Spilling out the sides.
Oh, like with before the pruning came
Yes.
in. Yes, yeah, clock springs and spider legs hanging outside of your pants. Yes, but it's funny, isn't it? Like, it's the same, the pruning thing. I saw a picture once of men's beards, like the facial hair.
Yeah.
And it was the opposite to a woman's foo-foo.
Yeah.
Because you had, like, the 60s... I think the 60s, like, full-on bush. No, maybe it started 70s. 70s, full-on bush. 80s might have starting a bit of trimming.
Yeah.
Then the 90s was more pruning, or maybe was like the landing
The strip,
strip. Was that in the
yeah.
90s, or was that 2000s? It started that,
Oh,
and
I
then it went bald.
Yeah.
No, then it's all
in
off.
the 2000s.
Yeah, so perhaps the 90s was a landing strip, but men, it kind of went the other way round, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like clean shaven in the 70s, and then they might have had like a tash. And then coming
I
now...
thought you meant down there. I'm like, they were a bit
on the
advanced.
face.
They
On
were
their
a bit
face.
advanced.
Yeah, the facial beard,
Yes.
not the pants beard. But yeah, a lot of men do that now as well, don't they?
They do, and I think there's a bit much for me personally, there's a bit much manscaping that goes on these days.
Yeah, I don't like a bit too much pruning. I like a man to be a man, not...
I do. If you're a cyclist or something like that, I get it for the aerodynamic value.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, for me, I don't see any scenario where a man shouldn't have any hair on his legs.
Yeah. When you were saying that about the aerodynamics and the shaving it off, I thought, why do they need to shave it off like their balls, though? Because, they're in pants, so that's not going to make them aerodynamic, is it? That was just my thought, though. When you
but
you
do
meant
they?
legs.
I don't know. I've never been with a cyclist. Perhaps we could
catch one. Wait for me.
Perhaps we'll have to ask this question. Any women that have got husbands that are cyclists, or any cyclists that might listen.
Yeah. Do you go complete?
The full thing?
Because surely, within your clothes, cycling shorts and the T-shirt perhaps, within that area, does that need to be shaved as well? Or waxed, or whatever method you choose?
Wouldn't have thought so.
Because it's in your clothes, isn't it? So that's
Plus,
not
wouldn't
going to help.
that little bit of... No, I'm thinking of the wrong area. I was going to say, wouldn't that little bit of hair give you a bit of cushion for your saddle?
What, your bumhole area?
On your bum,
That's a lot of cushion, isn't it? Very springy.
But I'm thinking it's there, and then the balls, and maybe not enough cushion.
When because they're quite thin, the saddles of a cyclist's bike.
Yeah,
the saddle. Do the balls go either side or up?
Well, I mean, when you think about, when you've been on a long bike ride, if you haven't got a comfy saddle, it is hell, aching on the...
Yeah,
again,
I have internal cushioning.
Aching on the vagina.
Yeah.
Proper aching. So there's must.
I wonder if they did a test with cyclists. They had to cycle next to each other, one with leg hair and one without leg hair, to see how much time difference do they gain from not having leg hair.
I know, you wouldn't think it could be.
Is it seconds, or would it be good, shaved a good hour off there? Spot the pun. Yeah.
But I don't feel the need to be for instance, if I shave my legs, I shave up to just above my knees.
Yeah.
If I was feeling a bit special, then I might do up, but there's really not that much hair.
No, I've never done up there. I very rarely do the bottom half. I've been married 20 years now, so I don't bother. I mean, he knows his luck's in. If I probably biannually, I might shave it. I don't like to do it too often. But yeah, I've never done it up here. And in fact, I was talking to a friend about it the other day that... I don't know whether... I thought it was perhaps a generation thing, that in my era, like in the 80s when you started shaving, you did only go to the knee.
Yeah.
But, and then I, have younger friends that have gone all the way up. So I thought it was perhaps just my age group that only did to the knee.
Yeah.
But if you only do to the knee as well.
Yeah,
that's put my theory out the window. But she was saying she doesn't understand why you only go to the knee, because if you've got shorts on, then you've still got that bit there. But... mine aren't that hairy then, and fair, so it's all right. I guess I can understand if you have got dark hair or you've got thicker hair or something.
The only time I see mine is, in the summer, obviously. I wouldn't have my legs out any other time, but you know when the light catches you, you can see it in the light, and then I think, I should probably get rid of that, but
I never have.
Probably don't.
And because then I think if I do start... That's it. It's never ending, isn't it?
Yeah,
and I'd always have to wear a bikini down to my knees then.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be wearing a bikini anyway. It's not fair on other people. I did have a friend. I sound like I'm killing all my friends. I did have a friend that had this. I worked with this girl actually, and when threading first sort of was.
Yeah.
If you find a good threader, I find it much better than waxing or any other method. I can't do my own eyebrows. Anyway, she was Asian, so I literally only had my eyebrows done. I didn't have anything else. But she would have her arms. She'd have her arms threaded, as well, and all of those because she had more.
All the cheeks and stuff.
But I do remember once, because then, 20 years ago or however many years ago, they only had it in Debenhams. So you had to sit in the middle of Debenhams to get your eyebrows threaded, and it was like 10 quid. And I had a couple that were good, and then I had this one girl once, and it was excruciatingly painful because she did it so slowly. It was like, one hair. And I said to her, "Oh my God, this really, really hurts."
Yeah.
And she had the audacity to say, "Do you want your top lip doing?" Like, how rude. I've never even thought of my top lip as being hairy. I was obviously in the wrong light. I haven't ever had it done.
Haven't you?
No, I don't. Well,
You
do
must
you
not-
think I should?
No, I don't think you should, but you're obviously not very hairy then.
No, not particularly. Well, in some regions. My legs, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had my legs waxed once, and that really hurt, so I didn't go that again. And I
Yeah.
tried to do it myself once, and I think I was walking around for about 4 hours with the strips on my legs, so I couldn't take them off.
Oh.
I'm like, no, I can't. I'm just going to wait for them to grow off, and
Yeah.
I'll cut it underneath. I do put the wax strips on my own eyebrows,
Yeah.
but that's as far as I could go in that department.
But see, I invested in a wax pot probably about 6 months or a year ago, and once that's all there and it's hot, you do start going,
What else can I
what
wax?
else?
Yeah.
So this is a waste of wax otherwise, and obviously can't wax my children, so
Give it a
so end
go
up
when they're
thinking,
asleep.
"Oh, a bit of hair." Sometimes go up here. I'm really spotty on my face at the moment because of the masks. Bloody things.
Yeah, that's not helpful, is it?
Not helpful.
Yeah, I think I would probably find a lot of things. The cats would probably be bald if I had a wax pot. I love the smell of those wax pots.
Yeah.
And I used to really like, when they put it on the lollipop stick
Yeah.
and put it on. I used to love that. I once gifted a friend the strips that were pulled off of my eyebrows. I saved them and gave them to her. She didn't really like it. I don't know
Oh,
why.
that's a nice
I thought it was quite
re-gifting.
personal, quite a personal touch. Yeah, here's my eyebrow, and there were loads on it as well. I thought, wow, I don't even know there was that many in my face, let alone what came off on the strip. But she didn't keep them. I was quite offended, really. I thought, we can't get more personal than that,
No,
can you?
you can't.
Have you ever seen, science sort of off topic, people were doing brass mouldings of their bum holes?
No,
you
I've not seen that.
I watched a video clip. I don't know. I was sort of like, when your face is, you're just watching, not even blinking, thinking, why?
Yeah,
What on earth
why?
made you thought? So they had to picture the scene, roll backwards and put their legs over their shoulders, so their bum hole is upwards.
It's got to be flexible in the first place.
Yeah. and just doing that, hoisting myself into that position, I'd probably break wind.
Yeah.
Which would be lovely. And then they put this cast, and so you've got to sit there for a bit while it dries. So
Yeah.
I'd have lost all blood circulation to my head by that point. And then however they do moulds, mouldings. They did but at first glance you would think it was a kiss, someone blowing a kiss.
Yeah.
But it's actually a bum hole.
Oh, God. Would you actually want to know what yours looks like?
No. Oh God, no.
No, I wouldn't either.
No, anything down there now, it's just not pretty.
Yeah.
It's not. It really isn't. And the older you get, the less pretty it gets. It's really
Yeah.
I can't even see down there anyway now. It's not with the old gunt going on.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't remember having this discussion with the other day, lights on, lights off discussion.
Oh, I think it was me.
Was it you?
Yeah.
Some things are better with the lights on, but most things are better with the lights off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially once you've had kids as well, it just all...
And it's, not many women are, no matter what they look like, are comfortable with their bodies, are they? I can look at you and I have the envy of your beautiful figure, but you're not happy with it.
Yeah.
You're obviously envious of my figure. Women are never happy, are they? But not many.
no.
I suspect there are some
Yeah.
who are happy, confident with their figures, but not many are.
Yeah. it
No
just
matter
goes to
what you
show,
look
doesn't it?
like, yeah.
Exactly.
Some, they don't like their boobs or they don't like their belly or their bum or whatever, so
Yeah.
would be more, unless you've had a drink, then it's lights on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The more you have to drink, the brighter the lights can be.
Free your-
Curtains
free
open,
yourself from
spotlights on,
inhibitions.
get
Yeah.
the whole lot, yeah. And it
I
isn't...
think that's why I quite like morning sex, really, because you're kind of... although I do worry
You
about
haven't got your
morning
glasses
breath,
on.
but you're a bit delirious.
Yeah, well, if you just have to turn around.
Yeah,
don't you?
just turn around. It's
Yeah,
spooning.
yeah.
It's not even doggy, it's just spooning. Just a bit lazy.
Both of the
too.
pillows. I'm trying.
Absolutely.
I do remember a long time ago with a friend of mine. I haven't killed her off. We practiced what we would look like in positions. We had... honestly, we did it. And that just came to me. We had our underpants, probably just pants on, not a bra. We
Yeah.
were dancers at the time, so it wasn't quite as vile as it would be now. But we put ourselves into positions... Like one of us would be the man
Next to a mirror, or just
to
look at each other for your own
so
benefit?
I would like be the man, and she would get in this position where I'd go, oh God, yeah, your boobs look really funny in that bit, and then
Yeah.
just telling each other honestly what, as a woman, we look like from a man's point of view.
Yeah.
That was an hour well spent. Possibly might have been a few Malibus involved. We didn't sort of strap anything on,
Yeah.
or do it. We just literally goes, all right, what do we look like if we were in this position, or what do we look like in
Even
this
like
position?
laying back, because you think, what happens to your boobs?
Oh,
Like,
mine,
what do they
mine are
look
well
like?
under here, yeah, right in the armpit sector they are. Nowadays, in fact, I could probably tie them up at the back. Give myself a bit of extra cushioning. I worked with this girl once, and she had the most amazing boobs, and she hadn't had them done or anything.
Really?
We would be lying topless sunbathing with these young, fit dancers, and hers just stayed there. Like, they were
Wow,
amazing.
that's
And
good.
when you can't help looking,
Yeah.
and then you feel like, oh my God, I look like a pervert. Cause but you're admiring the beauty of it,
Yeah.
aren't you? Because sometimes I see a beautiful woman and I can't help looking. I think, oh my God, she's stunning.
I'd rather look at a woman than a man.
Yeah.
If I saw a really beautiful woman and a really beautiful man, I'd probably turn and look at the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're just admiring how beautiful
Yeah.
something or someone can be in all aspects, aren't you? Yeah.
And I think seeing people, like if you go to a nudist beach or something like that, men with their danglies out and women, I'd probably
don't-
would rather look at a woman.
Yeah. I mean, Rob and I, when we first courting many years ago, we went to this. And the idea sounds sexy, doesn't it? Let's go to a nudist beach. But it really isn't, because there's very few young people that go.
Yeah.
They're normally sort of older people, because I think perhaps at a certain age, all your inhibitions go out the window and you just think, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
So they generally are, of a certain age, and then it's all dangling a lot lower than it did
Yeah.
when you perhaps should have gone to a naked beach, So I think
know,
when we
it's funny,
went,
isn't it?
there was a guy that had sort of chains everywhere, and it was like...
Oh.
And you're a little bit embarrassed, I think, when you first... If you're not a naturist,
Yeah.
because obviously naturists, they're first nature to them, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if you're not, and you are slightly inhibited when you first go, you're sort of like... You sink down into the sand as far as you can, think, don't look at my foo-foo if I sit up or anything. And then you get like people that sit up and they're like, oh, I don't want to see that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I took the kids to one by accident, local one, with a picnic, and I was invested by then. I'd driven there and I thought, OK, we're getting out. We had to have a little pep talk in the car and just say, you're going to see things, lots of dangly things, funny things, things that are going to make you
Fairy
giggle.
things.
But just don't. And of course, they get out of the car and straight away they're pointing, Mummy, look at that man's willy. And,
Did you all go naked? Did you commit
Absolutely
yourself?
not. Oh, no.
Well, they're mixed, because sometimes on the naturist beach they don't like people with
Yeah.
textiles, they call it, don't they?
Yeah, we did get looked at. We probably were the only clothed ones on
Yeah.
the beach. We sat a bit further back, put our parasol up and just sort of hid underneath it on our picnic. No,
Yeah, I haven't been
just
to one
don't
here.
fancy it.
No, I don't now. I probably would have gone a few more times when I was younger and looked
Yeah.
a bit better than I do now, but I wouldn't inflict it. I'm not comfortable with what I look like. So I wouldn't want to inflict that on someone else, even though they're probably not bothered. But that's
Yeah.
your thoughts and your inhibitions, isn't it? Or
Yeah, that's
What's
it.
the
It doesn't
opposite
ever
of
bother me
inhibitions?
of
ambitions?
ambitions.
Inhibitions.
Yeah.
Is there an opposite word to that? Inhibitions.
I
Inhibitions?
don't know.
I'll have to look that one up. Oh, I've got loads of homework to do.
We have. Yeah, I don't.
yeah.
I don't, and I think this is probably the case for everybody. I wouldn't look at somebody else and think, "Oh, look at you." We all do it from our own perspective,
Yeah,
don't
exactly,
we? It's
yeah.
all our own stuff going
Yes.
on. It's
You're
like,
more worried about them looking at you, and
Yeah.
they're not. They're probably not looking at you anyway, are
Yeah.
they? Well, not. Well, they probably try and harpoon me and get me back in the sea.
I admire people for doing their thing. I look at them, I think fair enough.
Yeah,
But-
absolutely.
And actually,
yeah.
if somebody looks confident, like I love nothing more than I think actually people look more if you look like you're self-conscious.
Embarrassed, yeah. Yes, exactly. You'll draw more attention than just walking along.
And there was last summer, there was a girl on the beach, and she had like a two-piece on, like with daisies. It was like black with these daisies on, and she was quite a big girl, and she just oozed confidence. Yeah, and I couldn't stop looking at her for that reason, because she was so comfortable in her own skin. Which
is the best way to be, isn't it? Really, but it's getting to that point, isn't it? And worrying, because personally, with some things with me, I'm super confident and I don't care. Yeah. And then other things like, oh my God, oh no, you know, and there's certain things within yourself that you could be more confident about.
Absolutely.
And now, word of the week. Okay, my word of the week this week was taken from the Metro newspaper or their online site metro.co.uk if you wish to check on it. And the word is skiddycock. Skiddycock. SKIDDYCOCK.
It's I or Y?
In the skiddy?
Yes.
SKIDDY.
Oh, God.
I don't think it was hyphenated. It was skiddycock as one word, yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, this is conjuring up an image for me, as it might be for most people.
Yeah.
Of the remnant. Having a little giggle now.
I'm wondering what picture is in your mind, or anybody else's. Is anybody shouting out any answers to us?
Okay, maybe somebody knows what it is.
Yeah,
and it's probably not related at all to what we're thinking. But I'm thinking of the aftermath of what you might be left with after engaging in a little bit of anal sex. For want of a better way to put it.
Funnily enough, in the description, it says this is nothing to do with anal sex.
Tell me it wasn't just me that went there.
No, definitely. So actually, the site I looked on it's called Words That Sound Rude That Actually Aren't.
I love that.
They're nothing to do with it. So skiddycock is actually an old name for a water rail bird.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go and shoot myself some skiddycocks and bring them home for dinner, yeah. So, and it actually did say it's not another word for anal sex.
Oh.
So there we are. So if you see a skiddycock on your balcony any time or on your perched on your washing line, you know what to do with it.
I don't ever want to see a skiddycock.
In any sense of the word, no. No, I did see another couple of words I'm going to save for next week. And now it's time for the agony aunt of the week.
Okay, so Ben sent this one in.
Is it anonymous?
I like an anon.
Anon from Stafford.
And... okay, I'd rather read a book than have sex. How long can I sustain this?
Oh, yeah. That's, well, it depends how long the book is, I guess. And the chapter.
Can you read at the same time?
Oh, definitely.
I don't know how long they've been married, but if they've been married a long time, especially if you're, obviously anything too energetic, that book's
I suppose it's
going all over the place.
It's got to sound like quite a long relationship to be, because in a new relationship you don't generally want to read a book, do you? You generally want to be a little bit more carnal. Well, I suppose if she's being poked, so to speak,
I think spooning might lend itself well to reading.
Yeah, or you could sort of do like doggy and go, and use your nose to turn the page over.
Completely embody
a
dog, obviously. No.
Oh, I've just thought of it. Audiobook, earphones in, you won't even know.
Brilliant.
Put your hair over your ears.
I think we've solved that one.
Brilliant. There you go. Anon from Stafford. Job done. Thank you for listening.
And join us next week for Mummy's Dirty Secrets.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye then.
Bye.
Mummy's Dirty Secrets.